I did hockey yoga for 33 days straight. The results were mind-blowing. My stride length increased by 3 inches, I improved my mobility and balance, and I even managed to improve my explosiveness. I've known about the benefits of yoga since I was a teenager when I looked into it after hearing about how NHL players were doing it in the off-season. I even picked up a yoga book in 2003 to learn how to do it, but it was never something I stuck with. Fast forward over 15 years later, and my body started to need it badly. I had trouble sitting cross-legged, my hips were too tight to do mohawks on the ice, and my skating was going downhill. I started to incorporate yoga into my training once or twice a week and quickly noticed improvements across the board. But it got me thinking, what would happen if I did it every day for 1 month? Before we get to my challenge and the wild test results, let's quickly look at why all hockey players need to be doing yoga. The number one reason is that the flexibility, mobility, and balance benefits from yoga will make you a better skater. Not only will you become faster, but you'll also be able to move more fluidly on the ice and increase your agility. Straightaway speed can be increased from ankle mobility improvements that will allow you to decrease your shin angle on the ice. This will allow you to get a deeper knee bend and more power and length in your stride. You will also be more explosive with your crossovers when you increase your lower body mobility, as your leg that's pushing under and generating the power on a crossover won't be held back by a lack of mobility. The hip opening and balance benefits yoga can provide will allow you to more easily perform 10 and 2 mohawk type moves on the ice that can add deception to your skating, making you a scoring threat anytime you have the puck. On top of that, you have the injury prevention, breathing, and sleep benefits that all play into making you a more dominant hockey player. Now that you understand why you should think about adding yoga into your weekly routine, let's take a look at how my 33-day hockey yoga challenge went and how you can get access to these same hockey yoga routines to do at home. The challenge was simple: perform at least 20 minutes of hockey yoga from our app every day for 33 days straight. Prior to the challenge, I ran through 3 tests so I could measure my results. All right, so it's day 1. I just finished setting up some tests here at the HQ. I'm gonna run through those tests before I get started with this challenge. Then at the end of the challenge, I can retest and see how far I've come. So let's get to it. The first was a Y balance test, which is great for testing your single leg balance and overall lower body mobility specific to hockey. Next was a standing broad jump to ensure that my explosiveness wasn't negatively affected by all of the mobility work. And lastly, I took videos of some yoga poses and stretches to compare the visible differences in my flexibility. Okay, so here we are 34 days later. Let's see how much improvement I've made. You can see the black tape is from before, and these red lines I made was where I got to today on day 34. So that's a pretty crazy increase for the front test, which is kind of ankle mobility. And these back tests are more hip, lower back, and glutes. And you can see the improvements here were just absolutely insane. I saw a minor improvement in my standing broad jump test, which was unexpected as I wasn't doing much speed or power training during this challenge. And lastly, after comparing my stretching videos side by side, the differences in my flexibility and mobility were very noticeable. I wasn't expected to see this much of a difference in any of the tests, and when I got on the ice to play some pond hockey towards the end of the challenge, my skating felt great. We've been harping about the benefits of hockey-specific yoga routines for a few years at hockeytraining.com, and I'm glad I was able to document this challenge to demonstrate them to other players. If you're sold on the benefits of hockey-specific yoga and want to get started, I recommend downloading our app Hockey Training TV, where we have 2 free full hockey yoga classes for you to follow along to at home. It's perfect for players with no yoga experience, as you can just pull the video up on your phone, tablet, or TV and follow the instructions alongside us at your own pace. It may take a couple of training sessions to get comfortable following along, but once you start noticing the results in your skating, you'll be hooked. Download the Hockey Training TV app and let's go.